The 18 Unmanageable Aspects of Life 8. Siafang. 18. Destination After Death. First, let's excerpt a passage from the 1990 issue of Reader magazine, page 42, titled New Discussion on the Mystery of Death. A multinational company in Japan wanted to confirm whether brain waves still exist after death. Scientists implanted electrodes into the skulls of subjects, connected to a computer that could receive brain waves within an 80-kilometer range. Among the 10 deceased subjects, they found brain waves in 2. One named Freddie. 3 days after death, the computer screen displayed, "I am Freddie, I am happy, there is no pain." The phrase, "there is no pain," appeared over 20 times before the brain waves disappeared. Another leukemia patient, on the 3rd day after death, the computer screen displayed, "This is a beautiful place, I am happy to be here, I feel joy." This experiment illustrates that brain waves exist after death. Whether this report is true, everyone should verify for themselves. I'm just telling you, there is life after death. Many people don't believe in an afterlife. They are deceived by the surface phenomena of the material world, bound by their conventional thinking, limited by their eyes, ears, and bodies, and restricted by limited scientific knowledge. They dismiss everything they cannot understand as superstition, witchcraft, and deny the negative universe, the 36-dimensional spaces, regarding everything unseen, unheard, unfelt, scientifically unproven, and unacknowledged by experts as illusory and non-existent. This can't be blamed on them, it's normal because until now, amidst the vast ocean of human wisdom, no book, philosophy, or ideology has fully elucidated the mysteries of the universe. Although the classics of major religions mention the afterlife, they fail to convince, leaving one only half believing, while modern science and technology have not fully confirmed life after death. Some people with extraordinary abilities, although capable of supernatural powers, either do not understand the mysteries or lack the ability to describe them, giving a sense of ambiguity and difficulty in distinguishing truth from falsehood. So, can Lifechanyuan explain clearly and convincingly? It's also very difficult, not because it can't be explained clearly, but because of our level of cultivation. For example, when I say sunlight is colorful, with various colors depending on what's in nature, you may find it unbelievable. When we talk about complex planes and imaginary functions, it's hard for elementary and middle school students to understand because they cannot be explained with examples from daily life. You can easily understand that 1 apple plus 1 apple equals 2 apples, but if I tell you 1 plus, minus 1, equals the universe, it becomes inexplicable and incomprehensible. All middle school students know the periodic table of chemical elements, but when Mendeleev first arranged the elements, not even chemists believed it because many elements had not been discovered or confirmed. How did Mendeleev know about their existence? How do you know there are only these elements on Earth? Is it because humanity hasn't discovered them yet that you think Mendeleev is just fantasizing and piecing things together randomly? No, regardless of whether you believe it or not, the periodic table of chemical elements is an order, a necessity, just like every cell in a person has 23 pairs of chromosomes. If there are more or less, it's no longer a human. Everything in the universe follows a fixed procedure and order. So why was it Mendeleev who arranged the periodic table of chemical elements, and not someone else? Buddhism teaches that humans have human eyes, Deva eyes, wisdom eyes, Dharma eyes, and Buddha eyes. Human eyes are understandable because we all have them. So, what are wisdom eyes? We can understand that too. For example, Bull identifies horses. Bull had wisdom in recognizing horses. He knew what kind of horse a fast horse was, what kind was a medium horse, and what kind was a poor horse. Some political leaders have the wisdom to recognize talents, like Li Shimin recognizing Wei Jun. What about Deva eyes? We can also understand that, for example, the Hubble Space Telescope, electron microscopes, laser mirrors, etc., are heavenly eyes that can see distant worlds and the microscopic world invisible to the naked eye, see beyond walls and skin. Such eyes are Deva eyes. What about the Dharma eye? It's relatively difficult to understand, because only those who know the order of the universe, the structure of matter, and the past and future of any object or person possess the Dharma eye. As we mentioned above, Mendeleev, in the field of chemical elements, already possessed the Dharma eye. Newton had a certain dharma eye in the field of mechanics. Sakyamuni had the dharma eye in the field of material structure. Thousands of years ago, in the Avatamsaka Sutra, it was said, "In each speck of dust, there are boundless worlds, in these worlds, there are again specks of dust, within these specks of dust, there are again worlds, such is the endless cycle, which cannot be exhausted." For example, the Earth universe is a speck of dust in the macrocosm, the Milky Way is a speck of dust in the spiral galaxy, the solar system is a speck of dust in the Milky Way, the Earth is a speck of dust in the solar system, any single object is a speck of dust on Earth, a molecule is a speck of dust in an object, an atom is a speck of dust in a molecule, an electron is a speck of dust that constitutes an atom, and so on to protons, neutrons, photons, mesons, hyperons, baryons, antiparticles, etc., such is the endless cycle, which cannot be exhausted. How could Sakyamuni see so finely thousands of years ago? Because he had the Dharma eye. What about the Buddha eye? This is the most difficult level to understand, as it involves non-material, negative universe, 36-dimensional spaces, space-time view, existence and non-existence view, reality and illusion view, etc. Einstein once said, "For us believing physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." This shows that Einstein has bypassed the boundary of the Buddha eye. The reason why Einstein is great lies here. For those who have the Buddha eye, time does not exist. The so-called seeing through the world is only for those who have the Buddha eye. Ordinary people can't see through it, and they have no way to see through it. Sakyamuni suddenly enlightened under the Bodhi tree and became a Buddha. So what is sudden enlightenment, and what is a Buddha? The Southern Buddhism in China talks about sudden enlightenment, which is actually a misunderstanding of sudden enlightenment, leading people astray. The real, sudden enlightenment refers to the critical transformation point where a qualitative change suddenly occurs when the quantitative change reaches the limit. For example, a pot of cold water, heated on the fire, gradually changes from cold to warm. When its temperature reaches 100 degrees, we ignore the altitude for now, it becomes boiling water. Without the previous heating process, cold water can never suddenly enlighten into boiling water. Anyone who does not practice cultivation, don't dream of sudden enlightenment to become a Buddha. The natural law will not shift with human will. Sakyamuni suddenly enlightened to become a Buddha because he had been practicing cultivation for a long time, and the quantitative change had reached the extreme, and he was bound to become a Buddha. There is a joke about a person who only feels full after eating 9 buns. When he feels full after eating the 9th bun, he regrets it. "If I had known that this 9th bun could fill me up, I wouldn't have eaten the previous 8 buns, wasting 8 buns, I'm really stupid." Stupid? Indeed stupid, not just ordinary stupid, it's the square of stupid. What is a Buddha? Simply put, it is a person who already has the Buddha eye, a person who is in tune with the thinking of the universe, a person who is one with the Tao, a person who understands the intention of the ancestor of Buddha, the greatest creator, a person who has transcended time and space, embraced eternity. I've said a lot above, and the purpose is only one. That is to tell everyone that people have past lives and future lives, and life is constantly evolving and transforming. For example, the so-called death in people only refers to the death of the body. This ends the mission of carrying the spiritual body of life, returning to dust. The spiritual body of life will then go to another space. This is just like people taking a boat from this shore to the other shore. After reaching the other shore, they abandon the boat and go ashore, thus completing the mission of the boat. In this analogy, the body is the boat that carries the spiritual body of life from one shore to the other shore. Back to the main point, the destination after death is unknown to everyone, it's inevitable. So where exactly do people go after death? Based on the quality of each person's spiritual body, after death, they will go to one of the following 10 worlds: the 1,000-year world, described in the Bible as the resurrected world and the heaven hoped for by Islam, the 10,000-year world, the Elysium world, the anode black hole body, the womb of the mother body that nurtures animals and plants, serving as a means for them to return to the human world, the animal world, livestock world, animal world, plant world, nether world, frozen layer and inflamed layer. There are no other destinations.